Well, hello, guys and gals, and welcome back to another edition of Farm and Simulator 2015 with me, your old buddy, Mr. Moose. And welcome back to Court Farms. So we continue to work on getting our planting done. If you remember in the last episode, I did some plowing. Also collected the straw out of one of the fields over there. I have not memorized the field numbers yet, so I can't tell you the exact field numbers right off the top of my head. I guess it was field number 8 that we were collecting straw out of. So yesterday, if you remember, when I plowed, like on the canola, I had all that chopped straw on here, and it was all sitting on top and didn't actually plow into the ground. One thing that I have done is taken the chopped straw mod out of the game because it seems to add too much lag into the game. So I sort of gotten rid of it, and therefore when I did, I learned a little thing, and Landy and I had talked about this the other day, is if you take chopped straw out of your game and you have chopped straw on a field, it will never go away unless you plow it under with chopped straw in the mod folder. You know, plow all your chopped straw under and then take it out of the mods folder. So I had taken it out of the mods folder, had chopped straw on the field, so when I did my plowing, it just remained there and wouldn't plow under. So I put it back into my mods folder, and I came in with the cultivator and I cultivated this field over here, and as you can see, I'm back down to straight dirt texture. So for the time being, I've got to have chopped straw mod in my mods folder so that I can actually get in here and cultivate this all under. So that's what I've been working on, is trying to get that situated so that I've actually got everything taken care of. So as you can see, as I start running through the field now with the chopped straw mod back in, it's getting rid of the straw and actually plowing it under. So what I'll do is I'll get all the fields cultivated up, planted, and then I'll go pull the chopped straw mod back out and get rid of it, because it just doesn't add that much into the game for me. I do know that if I'm using the soul mod and I have chopped straw into the game, it does give you that like +1 value for nitrogen, but in all honesty, I don't think it's as good as of an addition versus what it causes lag wise on your frames. So I think for me, I'm better off just losing it and keeping my frame rate up versus losing frames and having that neat little chopped straw effect, because unless you get out of the tractor and really look at the field, you really don't notice the chopped straw that much. So I think it's one of those things that I'm just going to ditch. I know a few other people who have decided to go that route as well. I think Ian had talked about maybe losing chopped straw as well off of his farms, because again, you take a hit in your frame rate. I need to smooth some of these turns out with a plow one day. You learn a lot your first time working a field. One thing I like to do is try to at least drive one implement around the field to get a feel for it. How the map developer put the field in might not necessarily be the best way for you to work the field. Like on this, I like to take the plow and put the plow in create fields, allow to create fields mode, and run through it and make all my corner turns and stuff so that they're nice smooth corners, so that you're hitting all the way into the corners and able to have nice smooth corners so you're not wasting space. And that way when it comes to planting and all that other stuff, your implements can make the turns nice and smooth without missing part of it. All right. So we'll just go around this and set up our headland. And I know a lot of people ask me, well, why do you do the headland first and not last? I don't know. I just like to do it first. Planting's a whole nother thing. And like I said, in real life, I don't really do headlands. We've talked about this before, but in my real life farming, the areas that we farm on, there's plenty of room. Just like on this, there's plenty of room for you to maneuver, so you really don't need to worry about a headland on it. Pretty much just plow it out, get to the edge, lift the plow, do a 3-point turn, get back into it, or do your figure 8. The only reason I'm really cutting a headland on this field is, well, to be honest with you, the only reason I do it now is I don't want to mess my grass up. You know, I want to keep the grass pretty much grass all the way around it. And if I run the cultivator through the grass like I did up here on the edge, that grass is never going to grow back. It's just going to be that little light green texture there, and it won't grow back now. It's pretty much gone forever. So by cutting in a headland, that gives me a distance to drop my plow to come in, pick up my my implement without worrying about cutting into the grass. Again, I could do it at the end, but I just prefer to do it in the beginning. Seeding will be a different story. The seeding will do it at the end. It's really only the cultivator that I really need to do the headland first on, or I find the need to do the headland first. I used to do the headlands first on everything, but somebody pointed it out to me one time. They were like, well, how come you do it with your seeding? Point taken. All right, so what we'll do is I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to get this one set up. I'm going to get to here, and I'm going to take a jump out of the tractor real quick. Jump over into this one, get it started up. And we'll go ahead and get this one set up in the adjacent farm, or the adjacent field, not farm. Hello. Let's go the right direction there, buddy. All right, so we need to get, as you can see, I got all the straw out of this field, so it is good to go. So we're gonna bring it up here to the top of the field, and we'll start it plowing. We can go ahead and unfurrow that, and we'll get course play out. And what we're gonna do is, let's see, we're work mode. Create a course. We are in field number 8. And we are going to start in this is the northeast corner. And we're going to be headed south. All right. And I am going to go ahead and run around the field a couple of times here, just to make sure everything gets smoothed in right. And we can do that at the end. So let's go ahead and do our rows first, and then after we've done all our rows, we'll have it come back around and finish up the field. So that'll work. Let's generate the course. Come up here, we'll go ahead and drop the plow. and we get a nice dirt texture because there is no straw left in this field. And we'll go ahead and drive course, and that will start plowing and working that field. And now we can jump back into our Fendt 724, and we can get going with it. We'll just kind of work around on this. So I'm recording this one today without the music in the background, and I'm just curious, from your standpoint, do y'all like it with a little background music in there, or do you just prefer it just with the tractor noise and just the raw farm film? Let me know what you guys think, what y'all like. Just, you know, over the last couple of days, I got to thinking, well, should I put the music in the recorded videos or not in the recorded videos? Some of you guys seem to like it, but just looking for the overall consensus from everybody. And then we'll go from there. I put them in the live streams for sure, just to break up the monotony during the live streams, but I'm not so sure if it's warranted for the recorded stuff, but especially now that I got a cleaner mic that doesn't have a whole ton of background noise and stuff like that, I sort of like the background music to cover up like hums and pops and things of that nature. But with that stuff really is sort of eliminated now, I don't really I don't need the concealment so much. But if you guys like it, I can continue to add it in. It's just up to you guys. All right. We'll drop that in there and continue to plow ahead. And if you hear some dogs bark in the background, or you hear a jet fly overhead, it's a beautiful day here on the Gulf Coast, so I do have all the windows in the house open, so there might be the occasional little noise that might travel into it, but it's just too nice of a day not to open up the windows. It's like 64, 65 degrees outside, and you know, you take advantage of these cool days and air out the house and everything. One of my favorite times of the year. Fall, the transition between fall and summer isn't as gradual as I'd like it to be. It's still either really, really hot, or then all of a sudden it gets really cold. But this time of year, right towards early spring, it's really nice around here. It hasn't gotten nearly hot enough to just be, you know, horrible, but it's nice weather just to hang out and chill out, have the windows open, maybe do a little yard work, a little grilling, all that good stuff. It's an odd feeling for me this year. This is the first year in a long time that I've had no responsibilities during spring break. I normally would be working this time of year. So it's the first time I've not had to constantly be answering the telephone or run into the marina, or, you know, doing something for spring break. So kind of don't know what to do with myself, other than tend to my daily activities and make YouTube videos. Get a little yard work, did a little burn in today. Raked up a bunch of leaves. Did all that good stuff. It's just about time. Looking at the weather forecast, it's just about time to start planting. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's what I do next week. The weather looks pretty good. I think we're done here with all our cold weather. I think we're on the uptick. So it's about time to go ahead and get tomato plants in and get the first sets of beans and things of that nature in the ground. Usually I like to get them in by the first week of March. Middle of February, first week of March. It's usually a good time for us. But you just have to watch the weather forecast and see what's up. Alrighty. Yeah. I'm actually shocked. I'm actually enjoying getting back into farm sim a little bit. I think that little bit of ATS break was good for me. Playing ATS for a good solid week and not really worrying about farm sim or anything. I think that was kind of nice. I tend to just have a refreshed desire to play. I found myself just sitting around the other night, just sitting playing, even getting on this map. And now that I'm on it and planting again, I just feel like getting it done and doing it and not really stopping. So it's not one of those things where I sat down and went, oh, I guess I'll do some farm sim, it's actually been pretty darn enjoyable. So maybe this map will take off for me. We'll have a good time with it. Digging the mirrors, though. I haven't adjusted them on this one. I do need to do that. Oh. Not a good idea to try to adjust the mirrors while you're moving, apparently. Let's get that locked back in. Switch back into forward gear. Let's get out of this. I'll get everything straightened up, and now I can adjust my mirrors again. So let's try that again. Let's there's the cab. And maybe about like so. And then on the other side, I believe it was or brought it in a little bit. It's pretty darn good there. That'll work for me. I can see both of the wheels. That'll work. All right, so let's get back into this. And just a side note, you don't actually have to go into the IC to adjust your mirrors. You can do it right from inside the tractor. I mean, what am I saying? You can do it from right inside the program. You don't have to jump in the IC. You can just do it. It's kind of nice. All right. So I can see both wheels now in the mirrors. I was digging that. I was having fun earlier when I was collecting the rest of the straw up out of the fields. I was just doing it first person, doing all my backing up by watching my mirrors and stuff. It was kind of nice. Kind of refreshing. All right, so if that's there and the front wheels are almost touching, I'm clearing. All right. What can I say? I like the first person stuff. Which, like I said in the last video, it's not always been that way. Not always been a fan of in cab. So anyways, so we'll work on getting these fields cultivated up and get ready for the planting. And I'll probably do a live stream at some point with this farm to go ahead and catch up a little bit more. Was I really way back there when I started that? No, I wasn't. The video. Oh, you know what it is? It's seeing. I'm seeing the tires up in the air, not the actual unit itself. I do a little more adjusting on those mirrors. There we go. See, that's all the way out. All right, so now let's take that all the way out. Come down some. Oh well. It's not exactly where you want those mirrors to be. But what was I doing here? I'm not even near where I need to be plowing. Maybe over here. Looks like I messed up somehow. Looks like I almost messed my GPS up. Oh, you know what? I did mess the GPS up. I'll guarantee you I did. Yep. Get that GPS back to 6. Oh, I've messed this up so bad. Oops. When I was doing all that stuff with the mirror, that's holding down the left control and doing things. Well, guess what? GPS is the same thing. GPS is also left control. So, yar, I got that messed up. I can get this fixed. That's about where it should be. So let's hit that button there. And hopefully that gets us back in. I think I'm a little bit off. Get rid of that offset. Yeah, I think I'm a little bit to the right too much. We'll see. I may have these little itty bitty thin lines where I messed it up coming back through. Oh well. Mistakes were made. Bad I didn't have that path saved, right? And I could just recall it. I'll ever think about that stuff. And I went with this small cultivator, which, to use something different. Um, the Vaterstat, obviously, a bit wider, and 9 meters. The 6 meter takes quite a while to get it done manually. Takes a bit of time. Especially if you have some sort of obstruction and you try to play it legit. Like when I did the other side of the field, um, when I did the other side of 4, I did it legit around the power poles, so I avoided them instead of driving through them. They are not collidable, so you can just drive through them since there are no collisions on it. But I still did it. I didn't want all the grass disturbed, so I drove around it. You see, I hit a little bit of the grass, but I spun around them, and yeah, it came in handy for that. Whereas the 9 meter would have been a pain for it. But that's about the only time that this little 6 meter was beneficial. It took quite a while to get that all done. I'm thinking what I want to do with that field, and what I may go back and do is I may take a grass seeder and grass seed again around those poles, and then come back and replow that. So there's sort of like a teardrop effect or whatever. Instead of trying to run around it in a circle. And so it's to sort of, you veer going up field, you would veer to one direction, and then coming down the field, you'd veer on the opposite side of it. So let's say you always veer to the right. So coming up the field, you veer to the right. Coming down the field, you veer to the right. And so it would leave sort of an oval there that you would, or an ellipsis. It would leave that there, and then you could just always have grass there in that area. And then you'd never have to worry about it ever again. And that way you wouldn't have to make these crazy like circles around the tree or around the telephone pole in order to avoid them. Though I have seen operations though, and there's some videos of people working around telephone poles on YouTube where they went right up next to them. They tried to get every inch of the field they could on there. So I don't know. It's one of those things. Having never farmed with telephone poles in the middle of the field, I wouldn't know how to do it, I've never farmed with trees in the middle of the field, never farmed with telephone poles in the middle of the field. So, yeah, those are a couple of things I've never experienced. I do know that space is a premium, so you always try to use as much of your property as you can. But I just don't know where the return on the investment is, in this game, especially with the scale the way it is. Is it really worth it to spin around that thing, to try and plant legitimately around it? We definitely got something wrong here. This must be about where we messed up our settings. Messing with the mirrors when we did. We'll get it all set back up. Next pass, I'll be able to adjust it out, get everything right. That way we can get back on track and finish this field up. Alright, so we'll rotate around and we'll line up this one so that it's proper. Alright, so let's bring up our GPS controls. Bring our course on over this way. Oh, it's way off. Rotate that over a little bit. And hopefully that gets us where we need to be. Alright, so we'll lock on there, we'll drop down, and we'll see what we do. Kind of watch our edges, make sure that we get everything cultivated under. I want to get this right though, because I want to get rid of all this chopped straw. So that when I'm done with this, I can pull the chop straw mod out and not have any more straw sitting on the field anymore. Looks about right. Hopefully with the overlap and everything will be good. Oh, it missed just that little bit there. Oh man, my neighbors must be burning. I can smell a little bit of that burn odor in the air. I figure a lot of people probably are the next couple of days. It's been dry. Everything's nice and dry, so you can throw it into a pile and burn. Or you can throw it into a barrel. I use a burn barrel. I usually pile everything up, fill up the burn barrel, start it up, turn the leaf blower on underneath it. So basically it turns into a big incinerator, and I like to burn everything there. That way it's nice and controlled. Sometimes I'll do the big bonfire thing, but for the most part I use a barrel. I don't want to be that guy that lights the entire neighborhood up, you know? Most of my leaves and stuff I mulch up real good. Blow them into a trailer and then haul the trailer out to the street and put it out there, and bring the vegetation truck around once a week and collect all the leaves up. So just a little bit off right up here in the front. Oops, that's not good. That would tear something up. All right. What if I take that just a little bit down? I wonder where the pivot point on that is. Go back. Well, I think I got it all messed up now. Oh, nope, that's too much. Let's go right there. See what that does when we get to the other end of the field. All right. So once I get one of these cultivated up, then I'll move this tractor over to the next field. I'll set it up automated to handle the cultivating on the next field, and I'll take and fertilize this one and work on getting it planted up while the hired help does the next little bit of cultivating. I hosed that turn, didn't I? Raise that back up. Come on, joystick, work. For some reason, my joystick, I've got my selector for switching my gears forward and backward. I've got that set up on my joystick, and for some reason that button hasn't been registering all the time lately. So I'll be switching it into reverse or vice versa. It doesn't always register. I don't know if that switch is going bad or if it's just finicky. All right. I think we're just about on the money. I got these little spaces I'm gonna miss from turns, but I'll come get those. Just run across these ends one time here in a minute. So I overshot that. Oops, not what I want. I want that. There we go. I'll just come run across the top and the bottom of the field with the cultivator one time and get those little areas, and should be good at that point. And we'll get her done. We still got to go over and do field 2. Get that taken care of. And then we can get to planting, which will probably be in our next episode. We'll probably start planting in the next episode. Or maybe we do a live stream like on Sunday, and we'll do it in it. Thinking that's probably what's going to end up happening, is doing a little live stream on this Sunday night. Not really sure what I'm going to plant yet. I hadn't decided. Been thinking about it. I've been thinking about doing a lot of corn so I could get some silage done, but then again, I got all those bales of silage, so I don't really need silage so much. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. Still got to figure that one out. We've pretty much got wheat, barley, and canola harvested, and then we've got a A field of corn still to harvest. That'll be ready in the next day cycle. All right. All right, so our Fent has finished plowing up in the next field. We can move him on to another field and get him started, which we only got one more field for him to plow. We've missed quite a bit on that one. Oops, don't go down yet. Trying to avoid that. I'm trying to avoid messing my grass up. Don't want to be doing that. All right. So, like I said in the last episode, I'm probably going to focus more attention on this farm as far as during the week recording stuff, and let Manchester still just remain Manchester Mondays, and maybe I do a couple of live streams on Manchester during the week, but Manchester mainly will be for live streams, and then we'll have this be for recorded content, I think. So, but I, like I said, I may do like a Sunday live stream on this. But the rest of it, during the week will be recorded content for 1 hour videos each day or every few days. Not where I need to be. A little bit right there that I need to get. Nice. All right, that is cleared up. Well, let's go ahead and get that folded up. And while it's doing its thing, we will jump over to the Fent. Stop the driver on this one. Come on. Stop driver. There we go. Looks like that one place right here in the corner didn't get plowed at all. That doesn't make any sense. Let's get this knocked out and cleaned up. There's quite a bit of it that didn't get plowed for some reason. I don't own this field. Okay, that's just weird. Don't you love it when map developers screw things like this up? I clearly do own this field, but apparently Not according to them. Is their IC turned on or something? Alright, so why don't I own this field? What is this field and that field overlap up here, and so therefore it thinks I don't own it? I'm guessing so. I'm guessing the boundaries of field 10 cut in somehow, and well, I don't know. It's plowing it now. Very interesting. Why we had that little issue. Because I know I own 23. Let's see if we can get that other little corner plowed. Get it taken care of. Figure out why it doesn't want to let us plow it. So people were saying, I don't know who it was, some people were making some comments about little problems with this map. Clearly there are some little issues with things like that. Why it thinks this little corner doesn't belong to me, I don't know. It's sort of annoying. Where is the line at with it? It's not sort of annoying, it's really darn annoying. Yeah, so I got a little bit of it dragged. Well, alright. That's as good as it gets, apparently. A little disappointing. Alright. Let's look at our map real quick. We're in 8, and we need to get over to 14. So if I take the road out through 24 to the sheep road, I should be able to get over to 14 easily. So that's the way we're going to go anyways. Let's get rid of that. And we'll head over here to the hedgerow here. I think I can come across here, get on this little rut road. Rut road! Rut road! And so we'll take this up here and we'll cut through a couple of fields. Get back over here. I do believe there's a break in the hedges somewhere that gets us onto that road. So. Oops. There we go. Cut across this field that we don't own. And we'll head over here to this road. And we'll take it over. I don't believe there's any straw left in this field. I'm pretty sure when I did it, I set it up for to blow out chop straw. though I hadn't even looked. All right, I gotta jump out for a gate here. Oops, I bet it opens it to the inside. Got, yay, I got lucky. Thought for sure it was gonna push my tractor around. All right. Oh no, there is straw in that field. Well, dirty word. That means I gotta get all the straw out of this field. Which that's quite a bit of money per load, though it's quite a bit of work to get it out of there. Oh well. Guess we'll park this here. Next to the grass sell point. And we'll have to go get the tractor and the Bergman. And we'll have to unload that, which I think we'll do in our next episode. So, or at least I'll do that off camera. I don't think y'all want to sit and watch me collect straw all day long. So yeah, with that, all that in there, that's all money though. It means I got to go get the windrow it all up, collect it all up, and sell it. Which will make us, you know, quite a bit of money. Man, I just realized my speed is moving it faster than it should be. All right. Well, anyways, we got one field cultivated. We got that done. We'll come back next episode. We'll work on getting some fertilizer into the fields. I'll go ahead and get this one cleaned and plowed. And I'll cultivate. Off camera, I'll probably go ahead and clean and plow 14. I'll probably cultivate 2 and 8. Or 2 at least. And then when we come back, we'll put some fertilizer down and we'll start planting probably in the next episode. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. It's if you liked it, make sure you put a thumbs up on the map or on the video. And I just map was up, and that was on top of my brain. So yeah, but thumbs up the video, like it if you enjoyed the video, and share it with your friends. Of course, follow me over on Google Plus if you haven't already. That's going to help me out. I'm trying to get 1,000 followers over there. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you like the content, please do. I do new videos each and every day for you. Plus live streams. Try to do them nightly at 6 o'clock. So that's what we're shooting for. But anyways, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hope you had a great day, and I will see you in the next episode. Until then, stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.